Okay, so this is what happens when company policy goes wrong. We have a company policy on my job that none of the employees really agree with. It doesn't make sense to any of us, but it's company policy, so that's what we have to do. So, company policy is that no matter what you're doing in the store, if the phone rings, you have to answer it. Can't ring more than 3 times, 3 rings. So, if you're in the middle of ringing up a customer, company policy says if that phone rings, you say, "Excuse me one moment," and you go and you answer the phone. So, one of my associates this morning was helping a customer. The phone rings. Adhering to store policy, he says, "Give me 1 second. Let me answer this phone." He goes to answer the phone per company policy, and the customer takes a $400 part and walks out the door without paying for it. Now, I'm not saying that company policy just encouraged this guy to steal, because if you got it in your mind to be a damn thief, then that's what you're going to do. But company policy gave him the opportunity, because if my associate didn't have to step away from him to answer the phone, then he would have been right there in his line of sight and he wouldn't have walked off with the part. So now we have to call corporate about their company policy, which just allows someone to steal $400 worth of merchandise. Crazy. And then you sit back and you wonder who comes up with this stuff, because the same people who come up with this company policy are going to be super pissed that he answered the phone and walked away. So it's going to be his fault. It's definitely going to be his fault, because that's the way company policy works. They have a policy that does not work for the company. It makes them look good to the public, whether it's good or not, because they're so concerned about getting a bad rating or a complaint or having a customer outraged did not come back. And while customers are important, and if it weren't for customers, then we wouldn't have a job, and we want to make them happy, let's be sensible about things. If you got a customer standing in front of you ready to pay you money, it's rude for you to walk away from them. I personally, I'm going to admit it, I don't do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to walk away from a customer to answer a telephone when this customer's in the store spending money. Now, their theory is we've already got that customer. We have to get the potential customers off the phone. Okay, that sounds good in theory, but if I haven't taken this man's money, he can take it across the street. You know, if I'm ignoring this lady to answer the phone, we aren't the only game in town. You know, they can go somewhere else. So don't assume, okay, we've already got their business, now we have to get more. We have to do our best, and that's our human best. We're not, machines. We can't leap single buildings, in a tall bound or whatever, or however that Superman thing goes. We can't do those things. We have to do what people can do humanly to present the best customer service possible. And today that backfired really, really badly, because now our inventory is $400 short and somebody has a nice new alternator for Christmas.